Let's talk about all the great qualities of a true leader. A few bulletins to start. Punctual, kind, honest, stoic, warm, inspirational, courtesy, affability. All these things our friend Alpha Trion, rest his soul, had failed to portray. One would imagine that after being unconscious for, let's say, 5,000 years, one would show the least amount of gratitude towards the ones responsible for actively seeking you out, finding you, and literally gave you breath again. And how did you go out like that anyway? You have to be an S-tier poo butt to just totally blank out in the middle of a battle of such vital importance. But yes, of course, you clearly ran out of energon, but doesn't that fact in itself further promote and indicate the need for a drastic change in order? Because let's face it, a prime running out of energon is ridiculous and a clear sign of inadequacy. Under Sentinel Prime's rule, energon did not flow in abundance. However, they had discernibly enough to waste in a recreational race we all know as the Iacon 5000, that is presumably an annual event. Chromia was lit off energon. The only reason the Quintessons got angry and the miners had to work triple time is because during the twists and turns of the sentient train, when they were dodging and shifting the mountains, a rail car flies off and is lost towards the end of the incident. Watch closely and you'll see it fly off. No one was to blame for that. It was just an unfortunate mishap. Sentinel didn't know it flew off, so in his mind something is not right. It could be anything from stealing to workers lacking on the job. I'm pretty sure with them being robots, they get a pretty much accurate count every time, so for that to happen caught Sentinel off guard, which is clear seeing his usual calm, confident demeanor before he gives the order to open the crates. Why, I deduct that Sentinel Prime reacted the way any boss would, especially being embarrassingly manhandled in front of your adoring disciples for a mishap you weren't privy to. After all, he even lied to the Quintessons, saying that there was barely even enough for them when there clearly was, to cover for the shortcoming and gain sympathy somehow to help convince them not to just kill him right then and there and ultimately just destroy all of Cybertron, finally pushing the Cybertronian race into full-on extinction. Sentinel's order to triple time all mining ships was seemingly harsh, but it was in no doubt to ensure that it never happened again. Alpha Trion killed himself, if you ask me. In the fight in the cave, he showcases his amazing ability and he defeats a whole squadron of shooters, and afterwards he gets so full of himself he stops to give a cheesy one-liner and is immediately overtaken and immobilized by Arachnid. It seems there really is no changing some people. When he is thrown at Sentinel Prime's feet, he is greeted with considerable respect and as any man would another man. Alpha Trion proceeds to immediately curse and defame Sentinel. Sentinel shrugged it off and explained to Alpha Trion his frustration he endured that led up to his betrayal, the reason for it, exclaiming that he grew tired of their speechy speaking cadences with majestic words that served no purpose but to simply hear themselves speak, all while their species was losing a war. His words fell on deaf and green ears. And in his final display of blatant disrespect by proceeding to give a speech about how Orion Pax in D16 will be his demise, he was cut down. A fitting death for a boastful, petty, and cowardly Prime. But I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Like the video if you enjoyed this. Subscribe, turn on post notifications for future content like this. And BT Dubs, that comment, let's keep it short because
I don't want to listen to any more speeches.